We're going to talk about learned helplessness and how it affects the creative mind. I'm going to be using a study by Seligman where he electrocuted 3 different sets of dogs and assessed their behavior. Group A was tied to a harness. They were let go after a few minutes. Group B was tied to a harness and they were electrocuted. However, there was a button within their nose's reach that they could press. Pressing this button stopped them getting electrocuted. Group C had a harness tied to them and they were getting electrocuted and they had a button they could press. However, pressing the button did nothing for them. They were shocked in parallel to Group B. So they could see the other dogs pressing the button and being safe, but them pressing the button did nothing for them. Phase 2 of the experiment took them to a box like you're seeing here. It was split into 2 halves with a small fence. One side was electrocuted and one side had no electrocution. A went there, they were electrocuted and they jumped over the small fence. Group B, they went in there, they were electrocuted and they jumped over the small fence. Group C, however, once they were there, they were electrocuted and they didn't even attempt to jump over the fence. Because they were taught, regardless of what they do, they will continue to be electrocuted. They accepted this as their fate. I designed my jeans 3 months ago and I only sold 2 pairs so far. Granted, I did start releasing them yesterday. And even though it's only 2 sales, it taught me something that I don't think I can ever forget now. But now I've realized something I make, show on the internet, put on a website, can be sold, and that money comes back to me and I can reinvest that into more clothes and more products and more creative pursuits. This created a new path for me in my brain and it made me feel like I went from Group C to Group B. There's a lot of power in proof, and I think there's a lot of power in believing yourself.